I'm Bill, and this is my Timber Bay story. I had just gotten off. I had been using drugs for a couple, 2 or 3 years, smoking a lot of pot and dropping some acid and some speed, and so got that all cleaned out of my system, right? So I had that part of my life kind of whipped into shape, but they say there's a God-shaped hole in everybody, and it was just painfully evident. I had no direction, nowhere else to go, and not too sure what to do. So I was at a standstill in my life. I grew up with zero religion, no religion whatsoever. And I was watching TV one day, and on comes the 700 Club. And so I became a Christian, literally watching the 700 Club. But it was great, but I hadn't really been mentored or, didn't receive any kind of discipleship of any sort. But then there's these pretty girls I met, and they were going to Timber Bay. So they asked me out to go to a Bible study. And of course, with good-looking girls like this, of course, yes. And so I went, and then then at that point, from that point forward, I became more and more involved with Timber Bay. I would say that the single thing that was most valuable to me in the first 4 or 5 months of bumping into people from Timber Bay is people could relate to my experience. Here I become a Christian. All of a sudden I get like the second set of eyes, like people say, I've seen the light. Well, people that haven't seen the light, they don't get, sure, they've heard the phrase, but they're not too sure what it means. But you see things a little bit differently. And none of them could really understand it. But the people at Timber Bay could. And that meant a lot to me. It was very validating. Timber Bay was there at exactly the right time in my life. If they hadn't been, I don't know which direction I would have headed, but they were instrumental in a lot of big things in my life. It's a good investment. It's a wise investment. I still invest in Timber Bay today. It's there's a parable of the one sheep that's lost, and that's what Timber Bay chases. This is the one sheep, where all of them, right? So there's many people that are lost and kind of in the margins, and Timber Bay does a good job with them. They did a good job with me.